I've come to an amazing church ruin of St Peter and St Paul at Tunstall. It's actually a relic of the past. It has no nave, the church tower is partially broken, and it has a small chapel built into it, which unfortunately today is actually locked. But let me tell you a little bit more about the history which is attached to this property. Originally on this site was a 10th century church, but by the 14th century it was far too small for the religious requirements of the day, and so the church was enlarged. The old church was taken down and this church was built in its place. A rather large church considering how small this parish actually is. And so this church continued up until 1660, when the church roof caught fire and collapsed into the nave. The church was completely destroyed, the tower was partially destroyed, one can only assume from the heat of the flames. And its original use was as a beacon for the ships that were coming into the estuary, which sadly, of course, today is now marshland. And so the church, rather than actually being on the edge of the sea, is now some distance inland. But I digress. However, by the year 1705, a very wealthy local lady with the name of Elizabeth Jenkinson decided that she wanted to build a mausoleum to her son and his wife, who sadly passed at the age of 35. And so to this end, she filled in the chancel area of the ruin, recreated a roof over it, and inside the chapel are plaques dedicated to the memory of those that died and were interred here. It lumbered on a little bit further into the 19th century when it was actually extended, because it was also used for Christian worship. And by the 20th century, all the parishioners that used to attend this church had sadly moved on or had passed away. And eventually the chapel itself was handed over into the care of the local people. And so what we're left with today is really essentially mostly a ruin with a very small chapel built into it. And of course, sadly, you can't get in there, whether it's of course relating to the COVID restrictions or whether because they're not happy to allow people to wander in there. I certainly can't answer that. So we're not able to inspect the inside of that particular building. But what we can do this very evening is actually explore the churchyard and the actual nave area, which is now all grassed, and hopefully being able to touch into spirit. Adding to the legend of this place is a tale involving Satan himself. Apparently, after the church burnt down, the tower bells were still here. Satan grabbed the bells and was seen running across the fields, over into the marshes, into a boggy area where he jumped into the water and disappeared with the bells. These two huge brass bells were never seen again. Although, rumour has it, on certain nights one can wander to this particular district, can actually hear those bells pealing. Of course, let's come back to the truth of the legend. After this church was burnt to the ground, the only thing of any value were the bells. And one can imagine they probably weighed about a ton apiece, solid brass. It would have been worth an absolute fortune. And so living in 1660 when this happened, it would have been highly superstitious, certainly during the era of Matthew Hopkins' Witchfinder General. So anything involving tales of Satan or Satanism would have been feared, would have been respected, and would have been believed by the local people. So no questions would be asked as to where those bells had disappeared to. They would have accepted the legend that Satan himself had taken the bells away. We are actually within a sanctified space. Even though the church had burnt down, in theory Satan himself could never have entered this particular hallowed ground. But I'm digressing again because it's purely legend, and I think that the story concerning the bells was an excuse, a cover-up for what really happened, which would have been perhaps maybe one of the church members or a local farmer, having seen the value of those bells, took them away and concocted this story which people readily believed. And even to this day, nobody knows what has happened to the bells. Perhaps they're buried somewhere locally, perhaps they were taken away and smelted in London or somewhere similar and sold as scrap. Who knows? But As far as this church goes for haunted legends, there are not any stories that I've been able to recover concerning any particular hauntings here, although Eddie has assured me that there are a number of hauntings which have taken place inside this ruin, and that is information given to him by other investigators that have been here. So I'm hoping that tonight we may discover what these ghostly legends are and be able to communicate with spirit. But more importantly, Eddie comes from Hellsgate, which in the old days was known as Hellsgate, apparently. And there is every possibility, if you recall from our last investigation at Burgh Castle, where Eddie was able to communicate with, we believe, members of his own family who identified him by his full name. We're hoping that those spiritual presences will come across again and join us in this investigation. It's a big if whether they will come here or not, but it's something that I'm willing to chance, and if they don't, hopefully others will. So stay tuned. A little bit later we will go into our night investigation of this amazing ruin and hopefully be able to share something with you which is not only memorable but incredible. Okay, today I'm joined by my dear friends Eddie Mallet and Patricia Burke, who are going to assist me with the investigation tonight, and hopefully we'll be able to tap into something very interesting. You've had a wander around this place and you've certainly tuned into the ambience here. What do you actually think of this ruin?
I think it's quite magical, and when we walked into this area here, me and Eddie, we both got a headache.
And how did that, where did you feel the pain?
Right there, that part.
So on the brow of your forehead. Have you seen or felt anything else other than that?
No, we haven't felt anything.
Nothing
yet,
at all?
No.
What are you hoping to get here tonight, Pat?
Hope we get some good messages on the ghost box.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be interesting to see if Eddie's name comes out again, because we're near the area where it happened before, near Burgh Castle.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to get some good results there.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed on that one. And now I'm going to flash over very quickly by speed of sound to Eddie.
Hello.
Okay, Eddie. Same questions to you, really. Have you felt anything since you've been here?
The headache. Yeah, straight away I felt that. And it's sort of like, sort of around about...
Same side of the head as Pat?
Yeah.
And was it around about the same time?
I got it first, and then seconds later, Pat felt it. So that was good.
Feelings and impressions here?
Well, I've already had my name called out, so it's sort of like, wow. So I'm hoping for a repeat of Burgh Castle.
Yeah, indeed. Your full name was read out, wasn't it?
Indeed. I was standing there, just outside by the church, and I heard, Eddie.
Do you think it's the same people?
I have no idea.
Well, explain to everybody your relationship to this church.
Well, the relationship to this church, at the age of 7, I moved to Tunstall. And I was living here right the way through to the age of 16. And that was when I moved to Brandon. So this is actually a homecoming for me. I've been told it's haunted. I've been told it's supposed to be very good by other ghost hunters. I've always said to them, don't say a word about it, because I don't want to know. The name that did come to me was the name Mary. So whether we will hear anything from Mary later on, I don't know.
Could well be. I mean, the church, essentially, it was a Catholic church. Mm-hmm. It didn't spend much time as a Protestant church before it burnt down, so every possibility that there is a spirit here of a lady called Mary, so hopefully she will furnish her details to you, like they furnished your details to you last time.
That was amazing.
What was your immediate, I mean, we heard about your immediate reaction, but what did your family say about this when you discussed it with them? Were they in shock?
Well, I said to them about it. You see, what it is, we got on the video, first of all, Eddie Mallet. But the fact of the matter is, Frank, there's a lady said, you tell him, Frank. Well, Frank was my granddad. And her friend has just now found another one that says Uncle John. Well, I have an Uncle John. So in which case, everything just tied in so beautiful.
Except Melvin.
Melvin, no, I couldn't get
Or
him.
Mervyn, if you're going to go to the other side.
Couldn't get them at
That was,
all.
and that name was insistent, wasn't it? Mervyn.
Yeah.
Or Melvin.
And then Eddie came in twice, but...
Well, it came up initially as Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Eddie Mallet.
Indeed.
Well, let's hope that you're going to find, should we say, a reacquaintance here tonight with your family members, which I'm sure, I mean, it must have shocked your parents when they looked at the video and heard your name being called out. So
Indeed.
let's hope something spectacular will occur here tonight.
The thing that's interesting is, this is the place, Tunstall, where I saw my first ghost. So until then I was a total non-believer, and this old place, Tunstall, made me a believer.
And what was your first ghost, Eddie, very quickly?
It was like a black shadow, big hat, long actual cape, and I was absolutely terrified me because I didn't think there was such a thing, and it just glid along. I ran upstairs, put my head under the covers, and my heart was going.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, like that. And after that, that's when I submerged myself into ghost stories to see what was.
So that got you hooked, yeah.
But afterwards, a friend of mine, I was telling a friend, and he said, right, he said, what you've told me is the Sandy Man. And I said, Sandy Man? He said, yeah. I said, I've never heard of the Sandy Man. He said, well, a Sandy Man, he said, you've probably seen the Sandy Man's port, where you got the bloke with the hat.
Yeah, so you figure on the port bottle.
Long cape. And he said, that's what it is. I said, well, I've never seen it. 2 or 3 weeks later, that's when the advert came on. It's sort of like, oh yeah, exactly what he looked like.
That's really weird. Let's hope the Sandy Man will appear here tonight as well, to paying a goodwill visit. Well, you never know, do you? You never know what's going to happen. I just want to touch very quickly with Pat. Have you had any childhood paranormal experiences?
No, not when I was a child, no.
No. When was your first paranormal experience?
When I first went on ghost hunts.
So,
went in my own house, the last house I lived in.
Mm-hmm.
There was paranormal activity there.
So that got you hooked on that.
Yeah.
It's interesting how we all come into this, isn't it, Eddie?
Yeah.
Yes?
Indeed.
So anyway, you're wearing your Nightwish t-shirt.
Nightwish.
Oh, right,
Yes.
okay, sorry about that.
With a ghost on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course.
A ghost on.
Of
I didn't
course.
realise she was a ghost.
And Pat is, I would say you're dressed, I would say that you're dressed like a country girl tonight. Let's have a look.
Oh, I thought I was just sort of like a gypsy. I don't know.
Gypsy, country type girl. Yeah, a wild person, yeah.
A boho person, a bohemian.
Bohemian. Oh, we're all bohemians. But anyway, let's watch forward to tonight and hopefully on what we're actually going to capture.
Yes, hope.
And let's hope that whatever we get is going to be better than it was last time.
It was good last time. I was happy with that.
Okay, well, thanks for that. I appreciate that. We've returned to the church ruin and we were rather surprised to meet a very pleasant group of people who are members of Ness Point Paranormal. And whereabouts are you based? Lowestoft. They're based in Lowestoft in Suffolk and their members range from all over the district. To cut long story short, we've set up a ghost box. How many REM pods you guys got tonight?
We've got the REM pod and REM pod there.
So we've got 2 REM pods there, we've got one next to the ghost box, so hopefully that will pick up some reaction. What I want to do with the camera very quickly, can I just flash it round to you guys to say hello?
Yeah, I'm Trish from Ness Point Paranormal.
And whereabouts are you based, Trish?
I'm based in Lowestoft, but originally from Essex.
You're
yeah.
an Essex girl and I'm an Essex guy.
Hi, I'm Donna from Ness Point Paranormal.
And where are you based, Donna?
I'm from Kensingland, which is just outside Lowestoft.
Oh, right.
Hi, I'm Mick from Ness Point Paranormal.
Can someone give me a bit of light on the ground so I don't walk on anybody's equipment?
Okay, you're fine.
And everyone thought you were a biker, but you're not.
No.
And this lady here,
Hi, I'm Donna from Ness Point Paranormal and I'm based in Lowestoft.
you're in Lowestoft. And
Hi, I'm Stephen from Ness Point Paranormal. I'm based in Lowestoft.
great. And who else we got?
And I'm Stephen. I'm the founder of Ness
The
Point
leader.
Paranormal. Yes.
Yeah.
Based in Kensingland.
In Kensingland. Is that where you originally started the group?
No, it was Lowestoft.
You started in Lowestoft. Yeah. And of course, we're spinning around very quickly. We've got lovely Patricia here.
Hello.
Hello. And what are you looking forward to tonight?
To the ghost box
The
session.
ghost box session.
Yeah.
And of course, last but not least, Eddie. So anyway, everybody, are you looking forward to this?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. We'll carry on with the investigation, get the ghost box session going. And what I would like to do every one of you to have a short session with the ghost box to see if you could. You might be somebody that somebody wants to talk to. My name is Chris, or Christopher. You can call me whatever you wish. I don't mind. Are you happy for us to be here in the circumstances? I think that was a yes. Yeah, I think that was definitely a yes. Okay, let me just start things by opening up. I brought with me tonight a gentleman by the name of Eddie. We were at Burgh Castle a few weeks ago, and some of Eddie's family reached out to him in spirit and actually spoke to him and made contact. We think that his grandfather and Nan were there. Who else, Eddie?
Uncle John, someone who knew Uncle John.
Somebody who knew Uncle John? Are there any members of Eddie's family here? There was something there. Light. And to actually review it, I won't actually know what we've got, but sometimes it can be quite interesting. Right, Eddie, I'll tell you what, it's really your show, so do you want to start the ball rolling? Do you want to stand down there? I'll film you. Where's the camera?
Pat's got it.
Oh, right, okay, Pat, you carry on. You can kneel down there, Eddie.
Certainly can't kneel.
Well, okay, just speak.
Hello. Is anybody here? Could you say your name? What is your name?
Domino.
Is there a Mary that's here? Open if you're here to the person who called my name out earlier on that I heard. What was your name who called my name out? I'll just say I was here earlier on and we were here this afternoon doing a bit of filming, and I was actually out of the church and I heard as plain as pie, Edward. Is there a Marjorie here?
They say nice one.
Marjorie here?
Same voice again. It's interesting.
Go with the Derek Acor a bit. Is there a Dick here?
And Mary.
There's Marjorie. So Marjorie was around and Dick was an uncle.
Can I ask you a question very quickly while you're trying to draw through something? Who stole the church bells? We don't think it was Satan. We think it was somebody connected to the church. When the church caught fire and the roof burnt through, somebody stole the church bells from the tower. Who stole the bells, please?
They said a name.
I thought you said Beach.
Beach, he said. Beach.
Yeah, Beach.
Beach.
Who is Beach?
Rich.
I thought it sounded like Beach. Yeah.
Was it a member of the cloth who stole the bells? And why is there a difference in energy fields in the church tower? Why does it feel so different? Why does it feel so heavy? Who are you, please, sir?
I think my name might have been mentioned there.
I'll tell you another thing that happens sometimes. When you're recording this, you're actually picking up EVP over the ghost box. It's not the ghost box, it's a disconnected voice.
Good evening.
Are there any ladies here in spirit who would like to communicate with us? I always find ghost box sessions always tend to be slow at first and they gradually build up. Let me just throw it out to you guys. Is there anybody here who'd like to come over now and say something that we feel might be meaningful as a contribution to getting a response? I mean, this is open to everybody.
I just wanted to ask if there is a spirit that is up at the tower. Who is it, please?
I think it was the guy who stole the bells of the beach.
Can you tell me who it is? Because I can feel you staring at us, looking at us, watching us, however. You have a name?
Okay, can we bring over the two mediums, please? We're going to let you just carry on for a few minutes and see if you can elicit a response, because I'm sure you're going to feel a lot more.
Okay.
Let me sit down.
Hi, I'm Donna, this is Stephen. Do you have anything to say to us? We just want to hear your story. We mean you no harm, no disrespect.
You got a response there?
Yeah, they said something.
Do you have a name? How many spirits are here tonight? Say 8. Did I say 8?
The young lady that's trying to communicate with us. Are you the young lady that was communicating with me earlier?
We can hear a young lady trying to come through. Can you come a bit closer? Come closer and speak to us.
Is that male saying?
Did someone say excuse me?
I'm not sure if that's the radio
It's
station.
very hard because there is a station.
Yeah.
The young lady we were speaking to just a second ago, are you still there?
Do you have a message for anybody here?
Do you want to ask anything, Eddie?
You have fun, so I'll let you. So you're here.
Are there any messages for Eddie? Do we have a go, Eddie?
Did you work here at the church? What was your job if you worked here? Yes, no. Did you enjoy being here? What year is it that you had? What year was it you were here? Come forward. Will you let us know that you're here with us?
Someone's cruising past very slowly. He's gone now.
I think whoever's there stopped.
Yeah. I think this is the actual activity at the moment. Just come down here and have a look. Okay. I think the material majority of it is.
It's over, It's over. Is it?
We've just been inside the church tower. There's a very, very menacing feeling of, it feels like evil. It's a very overpowering sense of energy. It's certainly given me a headache across the temple, and others from the group have stepped in there and they've also reported similar.
Yeah.
And of course there's the impression that there's somebody looking out of the lancet window at the top. That lancet window originally would have been slatted because it's there to provide air to keep it dry. I certainly have felt the presence, or I would describe as someone in 17th century costume, a clergyman, wearing a wide-brimmed hat and with a white surplice and like a forked tie that they used to wear, and a dark coat. And he's got baggy breeches and socks, or something tied around here. And I would say he's probably in his 40s, early 50s, and he had a very menacing, almost angry look in his face. So, how are we getting on over there with the box? Has it been very, very quiet? Because I'm pretty sure if we transferred it into there, into the tower, we might actually reach this person, who I think might be the guardian of the church.
Yeah, could be.
So I think that's worth an experiment to find out. Any ideas?
I certainly think it's a shot.
Yeah.
It's can't go wrong. You can't physically see them. You can only guess their location, can't you?
Well, the thing as well is the church tower is a private area, whereas this is the open nave area.
Yeah.
So that has something of more symbolism to the church itself.
It's more of a closed-off area.
Yeah, absolutely. What we've done, a number of us have been inside the church tower, and all of us have felt a very overpowering energy. In my case, it gave me a headache in a line across my temple, which has also been experienced by other people that are here as part of the group. So we're wondering whether the impression that I had was a man in 17th century clothing. I think he might well be the guardian spirit of this church. I'm not sure. But we're giving him the opportunity now of being able to communicate with us, because we've got the box directly underneath where we think he is. Right, we'll start with the mediums, so we're going to reverse order this time. So the mediums go first, and try to reach out to whoever's up there, or in here. I think he's in here at the moment, because it's very strong.
Hi, I'm Donna. Could we have your name, please? Can we find out who you are? We mean you no harm at all. Do you have something to tell us so we can tell your story?
Go to...
So go to... Could you say that again, please?
End.
Go to
end.
He said end.
Go to entrance.
Well, he said go to something, then it wasn't clear,
Yeah,
and then his next word was end.
Yeah.
Could we have your name, please?
Steve
Bassett
Beck?
or something. Bassett or something?
Beck?
Something like Steve Beck.
If there's a Beck, that is a huge name in this area.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Right, just Pat, I mean, Eddie's just confirmed. We thought we heard Steve Beck, and Beck apparently is quite a common name in the district.
Huge. Very big family. Just like
Eddie, come over and step here, because you're a local man. He might want to speak to you. There's somebody definitely talking to us here.
Yeah,
they weren't talking to us in there. Okay. Eddie, you far away. You're a local man.
I hear your name, the name Beck was mentioned. I know a Beck, quite a big family. Did you have a big family?
So I get lost.
Yeah, I said something. They said
Is
something.
Mabel
lost.
here? Terry? If you are here, Terry or Mabel, then my name is Eddie. I came here many years ago, lived here. Don't know if you see the families, but Timmy, Jonathan, Mabel, Terry, Angela, Alison, all Beck families. When were you here?
Someone's laughing there.
Yeah.
There was someone screaming something joking and then they started laughing.
Do you know those names that I've just now mentioned?
Is there anybody here who, because this is about the same time, who resented this church going from Catholic to Protestant?
Did they say yes?
That voice is back again.
He said yes.
And who are you, sir? Anybody here is Catholic?
Yeah, ex-Catholic.
Oh, Pat is, yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you try and ask Pat?
Are there any Catholics here? I'm an ex-Catholic. I was raised as a Catholic, but I'm now pagan. Can you tell us your name, please? Somebody just said something. Why are you here? Can you tell us why you're here? Are you a Catholic lady?
What was that?
You won't know till we play it back. My name's Patricia. Can you tell me your name, please?
I'll tell you one thing, I'm not feeling any intense hatred in here. I'm not feeling
No,
that.
it's nice. I think it's nice.
Well, I think that's for me.
I think that's for me.
Why has it happened to me? Yeah.
Oh, is it why has it happened to me?
Something like that.
Yeah. Why is what happened? Can you tell us what's happened? Why is what happened to you? Can you tell us where the bells are? Because the bells weren't missing, didn't they? They were
Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone nicked them.
Can you tell us where the bells are, please? The church bells? In the marshes?
My name's Trish. Can you tell me your name, please? Just say
I heard,
Patricia.
I heard
You guys want
another.
to sit around there?
Someone just said something.
It sounds like Patricia.
Not another Trish.
No, it sounds like Patricia, yeah.
It did.
Are you, are you copying my name?
Yeah, all of
Yeah,
it.
all of it.
Well, Pat, you said Trish.
Yeah.
It said Patricia,
Yeah.
so Patricia is all of it.
Yeah.
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 It's another one.
Yeah, I'm known as Trish for short.
Yeah.
So, what's your name, please? Do you like this place?
Every time that happens.
So it's alright.
It's something, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it said something, yeah.
Is there a nice feeling at this place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that voice again. the
Yeah,
voice.
is that voice, that deep voice?
Yeah.
Do you mind us being here? We're only here to communicate with you. We don't mean you no harm.
There's something there, but it's pretty faint.
Just want to know your story.
I'm done.
I'm done, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, he's moved off, so there's going to be somebody else there. Does anybody... We just keep rotating, so
Yeah,
each person
we'll
might
step
have
in,
an
yeah.
interactivity there. At the end of the day, all of us together are going to raise the spiritual level.
That's right,
inside
yeah.
this house, so
You've got a
I
lot of
appreciate-
energy between
And there's going to
Yeah.
be one or two of us who can have a much better contact.
Ooh, still off.
Still off?
Where is it coming from?
Should be there.
Is there anyone here that'd like to speak to us?
Somebody
Somebody
responded.
said something, yeah.
Ask them to repeat if you're not sure.
Can you tell us that again? Because we couldn't quite catch it. Anyone get that?
He's here. He's here.
He's here.
Are you standing near Stephen and Patricia?
The K2's going on. Is that voice just broke back in, but very faint? He's the guy that's really interesting me because he is the one who's trying to communicate.
So, if you're trying to communicate through the spirit box, we've got mediums here and sensitives. Try and talk through them.
Who
I
hasn't
think
had a word?
everyone's had a word. Steve, do you want a word?
Stephen?
Steve, you haven't spoken.
Come on, Stephen.
Give me the K2, and if you want to step over, and then you've got hands free.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, Stephen, it said.
I'll stand here.
So, Spirit, you've been introduced to everybody here. We've had some form of communication from you through the spirit box here. Can you clarify that you are here with us tonight?
I'll tell you what I do. If we put the K2 next to the ghost box and it doesn't react, we just see. Oh no, it's not going to work. No.
Now, I know there was a team here yesterday, so you are going to be familiar to some of the equipment that's here. You've got, like Donna said before, you've got many people to have a chat with. You can whisper in their ears, you can say hello to them, you can speak through the spirit box. We've got a number of different pieces of equipment that you could either drain or you could set off. None of these pieces of equipment here are going to hurt you or do anything bad to you.
This one's quite pretty, look. If you go near it,
Oh,
some
look.
nice lights on it.
Yes, it is pretty.
Sorry? I'm not sure. I think there's a heavy feeling in here still.
Honestly, we are trying to make a really friendly contact. We know that you're a bit angry about what's happened here, but we're not here to cause you that problem. We really are not. We respect this church. Can you make these lights flash if you're happy to talk to us? On this device that I'm holding, can you make the lights flash, please? Yes. Thank you. You got a flash. What was it? How many? What, one or two? I think it was two lights, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that was all the way up.
Oh, right.
That's all they are.
Okay, thank you. I know you. Are you? So you're happy for us to talk to you? So, could you tell me what is something that's troubling you? Could you tell us what it is, please? I heard yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
Just confirmed it there.
Yeah. Thank you. We appreciate that. This light confirms. It's if you can't talk, this light can help you. Are you connected to this church, please? Could you make the lights flash if you are?
Are you attached to somebody here rather than the church?
Oh, an orb just went right over that
Really?
case.
You
Yeah.
sure it's not? Because there's a moth there. It's just gone.
No,
through.
it was really slow moving. It was really.
Yeah, I think it might have been the bug there. There's a bug that just flew across when you said that.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh.
You've made that one light up. Could you make this one light up as well, please?
Could you make them all light up?
Use our energy.
The old voice is back. Ouch!
What?
Oh, yeah, shooting pain right across the side of my head. Could you make this light flash, please, if you wish to talk to us? Do you think that we're bad people? If you think we're bad people, can you make the light flash, please?
Did someone say, oh dear?
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Are we doing the work of the devil by searching for ghosts?
Yeah.
Oh,
You arrogant. Something arrogant, wasn't it? Like you or he?
Yeah, arrogant.
Arrogant, yeah.
I am quite arrogant. But do you think we're playing with fire, so to speak? Should we be doing this on holy ground?
There's somebody here who's more contemporary, somebody who was buried here when this church was a ruin. I think you're also here. If you are, can you make this light flash, please? If you don't wish to speak, but just make the light flash to acknowledge the fact that that's what we're picking up. What?
What? Yeah.
I think there's a woman here, isn't there?
Yeah, it's definitely a woman and a man. I think there's more than two people.
There's a woman.
Oh,
here.
wow, yeah, more than two people with flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you get it as well?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, there's a woman here.
Yeah, there's definitely a woman, and I think she's early 20s.
Do we have a young female with us? Can you light it up for us, please?
Yes, flash
Yeah.
please. Do you got that, Pat?
I did just about, yeah.
Can you say what your name is, please?
I think she also died of unnatural causes as well.
Did you die of unnatural causes, please? Could you make the lights flash if you did?
Some sort of illness.
Some sort of illness, if that's how you passed over?
An orb just went past.
Was that?
I think. Can we try and find out what year you were killed or buried or died?
Was it something to do with her throat? I get a very, very dry throat.
Tuberculosis or something?
Could you tell us how you died?
There you go.
Light flashed, yeah.
Tuberculosis.
Flashed again.
Did it affect your throat?
Yeah, it flashed again.
Are you affecting my throat?
Yeah.
Yeah. And again.
Really dry.
Yeah.
Can you tell me? Can you flash if you're standing next to Trish? Can you flash if you're standing next to me? Can you flash if you're standing next to Chris? I can't remember your name. What's your name? Pat.
Patricia, yeah.
Can you tell me? Can you flash if you're standing next to Pat? What about if you're standing next to Eddie? There's a
Just
massive
got
cold
another-
breeze coming.
And I've got a shooting pain right across my
And
scalp.
if you look at those trees out there, the trees aren't actually moving. And there's that massive cold breeze
Yeah, I
coming.
felt that, yeah. Is there another spirit amongst us? Is there another person in spirit with us in this tower right now, please?
Who just moaned? Who groaned or moaned?
That was me. That's my throat. It's really dry.
If there is, can you make these lights flash if you're here?
I'm going to have a puff of my inhaler, so I'm not...
Somebody here right now is not happy about us being here. Would I be correct? Could you answer that, please, sir?
Is there any children here? Any children here with us? There's plenty of items with pretty lights on you could touch.
Teddy bears.
There's a teddy bear. You like to play with a teddy bear? Feels like it's easing off.
Yeah, it's getting quieter, yeah.
Do you feel like that?
Yeah, it's getting quieter.
How do you feel?
It's not quite so dull as what it was, is it?
No, it just feels... Yeah, it feels like it's getting a lot lighter.
Do you want to ask Eddie?
If you're here, was it you who said yes? Did you enjoy working here at the church? Do you know if there was a fire here?
What did I say?
Bridge?
Yeah. I could hear bridge.
Wow, that's
That's a
amazing.
good one.
Did you say, are you saying you come from Sutton Bridge?
Yeah.
Wow.
What were you doing at Sutton? What did you do at Sutton that made you come here? What were you doing to make you come to Tunstall?
Job.
Job. Were you working on the farm? Were you working on the church? What kind of work were you doing at Tunstall?
Farming?
Yeah, it sounded like that, didn't it?
Farming.
Yeah.
So look at it, it could be army.
Could be, yeah.
Were you in the army? Yes.
Yeah.
We were here to look after the land girls. Was it World War II that you were working here?
No one?
World War One. What is your name? If you could let us know. My name's Eddie. What is your name? I'm just asking because I'd like to actually look up a few names at Sutton and see if your name come up at Sutton. Near Sutton Bridge. What is your name?
He said something then.
Yeah, it couldn't
Is that like a Marvin or something like that?
Don't say that. Not Melvin. That's come up before last week, a few weeks ago, didn't it?
That's the last one.
Oh,
Also
God.
names, but
Melvin.
Do you enjoy us being here?
That's a lot to deal with.
Did you know anybody from Hellsgate?
Patricia.
It's gone quite quiet now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's getting
It's
quieter.
lifted a lot.
It's getting
compared to what it
quieter.
was. A lot. It was so heavy when we first got in. Very, very sharp headaches.
There's only so much energy they can use, isn't it?
One of the things that happened here, well, not here, but I know some friends who were working on the farm, and I said about the church.
Is that a bear that just went off?
Sorry?
I was heard a
I think that
I
was
think
what
it's
the
the
road
That was that.
They were working on the farm, and they were telling me how they'd heard this dull ringing thump, sort of like boom, boom, like that. And they said they just looked at each other in absolute fear. They got hose in their hands. They just dropped the hose and just ran off at top speed.
The sound of the bells that were stolen from here, weren't they? There was church bells were stolen.
Has there never been any bells here since they were stolen? Then?
No. But people have said they've heard the bells
church
ringing.
bell there, but very, very sort of like nothing. So that's gone.
Tonight has been really, really exciting, I think. We've had some really positive responses. We originally started off inside the nave of the church. We weren't getting that much interaction, but there was a very, very strong energy field inside the tower. So what we did, we transferred the equipment into the tower, and we picked up a number of voices attempting to communicate with us. And of course, as you all know, until I've actually sat down and gone through it on my computer, I won't know exactly what the conversation was. But there were certainly voices that were coming across and they were communicating with us. I don't think we had that level of communication Eddie had with his family, and we're not sure whether or not any one of them came through tonight. So again, it's something I have to review later. But I've worked with a really wonderful group of people here. So what I want to do very, very quickly, who wants to step over first? Just to get Trish.
Yes,
You want to step over here?
I can.
Right, Trish, to the camera, what have you felt here tonight, and how do you think on the scale of investigation, how has it impacted on you?
I've really enjoyed it. I've felt somebody looking out at us in the tower up there. We believe that somebody hung there, whether it was they hung themselves or whether they was hung. We've heard things on the I've forgotten the name of it there, the SB7. We've heard stuff on that as well, so it's been really interesting.
And there's that croaky voice that
Yes,
was trying
yeah.
to get through, wasn't he? He's trying to break through.
And I had something as well that made my throat really dry.
Yeah, you did. You weren't the only one that
No, there
experienced
was a
that.
couple of us that experienced that as well, so that was really good, yeah.
Well, thank you, and
Thank you
it's
very
been a
much.
pleasure working with
And
you.
you.
Steve, do you want to step over very quickly? Now, you're the leader of your group.
I am indeed.
Okay, it's been a real pleasure working with you and your group tonight. We really enjoyed it. It's nice to work with grown-ups for a change, you know. How's it been for you tonight?
For me, it's certainly been interesting night. We've had some activity within the actual tower.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some communication. We've had some. We had the K2s going off.
Well, you had the K2s, and we got a lot of meaningful responses confirmed on the K2, didn't we?
We did indeed, and we had obviously the mediums as well who worked with you guys. They picked up a few things.
They did. They picked up the suicide, I think, or the hanging. Yeah.
Which was quite interesting, really, isn't it?
Oh, totally. And certainly on your REM pods, did they react at all?
The REM pods didn't react.
No.
They didn't react at all. It was just the K2 meters at that time. I did have a live EVP on. Didn't hear nothing through that. But hopefully you've got something on the recordings.
I hope so, and of course it's going to take me like a week and a half to go through it all to find out what we've actually got. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it at the end. Who would like to step over and just say a few words?
The mediums should.
The mediums, yes.
Yeah, we'll come together because Do the talking.
You're operating here.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, so what's your names again?
I'm Donna.
Donna.
And I'm Stephen.
Stephen. Donna and Stephen. You are the mediums for this group.
Yes, we are.
So you were much more open to what was going on in that tower. Because I was getting a very strong headache across my temple, and the energy was building up very, very strongly, wasn't it?
Yes, in the tower itself we did feel quite a lot of energy in there. Obviously we have the person hanging from the rafters that myself and Trish that picked up earlier. I felt that we were being watched
a lot.
From possibly second, maybe even third floor of the tower itself.
So that was quite a meaningful experience for you on that, on what you were actually picking up, and how did that correlate to what we were picking on the ghost box?
I mean, you were picking up various bits on the ghost boxes and the K2 meters.
Absolutely.
That there was various people standing with us.
Yes.
Oh, totally. I felt that too. Absolutely. And who else have we got who would like to have a chat? Come over, my dear. Remind me your name again.
I'm Donna.
Second Donna. Okay, Donna. How's it been for you tonight? Out here we didn't get a lot, did we?
Well, no, but you don't know what you've got till you look for it, do you really?
It didn't seem to be, it didn't seem to be
I
that
mean, I'm not as
active.
sensitive as these guys.
Yeah.
I normally do all the research, that's my job. But yeah, it's been interesting working with you guys, see how you work, and hopefully we can learn some stuff from you and you can learn some stuff from us.
Oh, totally. It's always all about sharing experiences and learning from what we've actually gone through. What about the tower, though?
There's definitely a heavy feeling in there.
Did you get a headache?
Yeah, I got a really bad headache in there. I think quite a few other people did as well, didn't they?
Yeah, it was very, very strong in there. And it's got a very sinister overtone to it, isn't it?
Definitely.
But and the interesting thing is, it worked quite well, and then all of a sudden it flaked off, and that was when Eddie reported a shadow, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
through.
it. That's right.
So let's bring Eddie over. Thank you, Don. It's been really nice working with you, Eddie. You're the next guy in this connection because you saw a shadow coming out of the tower itself.
Yeah.
Do you want to step over a little bit more
It's
so
more
Pat can get you on
sort
camera?
of like a lime green smudge, and it wouldn't say it's any shape or anything. It's just sort of like gone.
And it was about that time it kind of dovetailed out because everything was working quite well, and it just suddenly faded away. So for you tonight, it's been a very interesting experience.
It's been interesting. I got the head of one of the most interesting parts. I said whereabouts you come from, and it said Sutton Bridge. And I thought, ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, headache.
That was local.
Eh?
Sutton Bridge is local, yeah?
Heavy.
But nothing on the
Good
family
distance.
side, you don't think?
We wait and see.
We have to
I
wait. But
couldn't
you never
hear.
heard anything that made you aware of that?
My ears are not that good from distance. Where it was before, it was fairly high up, so I could hear, but that was down below there. I can't get to that level.
It's a problem, because there's nowhere to put all our equipment.
Indeed.
So, well, thanks, Eddie, again, like to everybody. We're all part of the same group, and it's been great working with you again. And now we've just got one lady left to chat to. You've certainly come out of your shell a lot tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Because on some of the early videos, they're saying, "Oh, she's very quiet," because then you were just finding your feet, weren't you? But tonight, you really sort of plunged into it, and your interactions are very good, especially with the ghost box inside the tower.
Yeah, it was very interesting tonight. When we first arrived, me and Eddie got headaches when we were standing in this part. And then a little while later we heard knocks on the chapel door.
That's right,
Yeah, we had 3 loud knocks on the chapel door, and the ghost box was very interesting as well, because I felt like there was a woman, a lady, walking around.
So that's certainly been a good interaction there.
Yeah, and I'm interested to find out who the lady was on the ghost box.
Well, you know where we're going to next week, don't you?
Baconsthorpe
Castle.
Can't wait.
Listen, Pat, it's been great again working with you, as with Eddie, and as with everybody here
it's been
tonight.
great as well. Thank you for taking us here.
It's been a real pleasure having you here tonight. Thank you.
Fantastic day.
But thank you, everybody. It's been a real pleasure for you to join us here tonight. Sorry there's been no live feed from Facebook. I'm having problems with my phone connecting to Facebook at the moment. I don't know why it's doing that. But certainly you'll be able to see everything and anything that we've captured here tonight. Thank you, and God bless you. Good night.